Want to start?
You can start.
Okay. So how did it all begin? Well,
not with us.
Not with us.
For the July issue, Joel and I were tasked with creating a room that represented Canadian style.
I feel like that's a pretty daunting question. And there are a lot of more cliche answers, like
Yes.
point blankets and red and white and kind of cabin style. And that's kind of what we set out to avoid from the get-go, I guess.
Yeah.
We kind of came up with a few buzzwords, almost more feelings, which is super Canadian of us.
We really? We did. We thought of the feel that we wanted the room to have.
Yeah, and wrote them down on Post-it notes, like warmth and like family.
A word that I kept using was swagger. I wanted it to have a little bit of cool, because even though Canadians are known for sort of being humble, I think we're very proud of being Canadian.
But I think we landed in a really good spot where there's a nice mix for sure.
In thinking about this room, we thought a lot about landscape. Our landscape across Canada is so inspiring, so it seemed like a very natural place to start.
We had to create this room in studio, which basically means developing a shell, the walls, the fireplace, the flooring, and each element needed to be considered, even down to the baseboard. We went with a light wood floor. It's a white oak through Torley's. It's a beautiful product and easy to install, actually. Basically just a classic, clean, and relatively contemporary envelope.
Did you know you wanted a fireplace?
Yes.
Yeah.
We really wanted to give the room some strength, and the black fireplace that was very modern was our key element in achieving that sort of style.
But still very simple and painted in that matte chalky black. Everything else that you put in the room has more weight and presence because of this super mod move.
And who had the idea of the wood pile?
That was both of us.
That was both of us.
Oh my God, this is like the story of my childhood.
I've never really had to do this before.
Really?
We didn't have a wood-burning fireplace.
Oh my God, every fall.
We opted for a wood niche beside the fireplace to store firewood, but it turned out to be a really great styling move because of all of the texture and the warmth that the wood brings, which also felt very Canadian. And really, it's a great place to store firewood. I don't know. Turns out.
We wanted a sofa that was substantial and comfortable. We covered it in a denim. We always referred to it as our sort of Canadian tuxedo sofa. And when that's done, that can be very cool. And we were very pleased that it came out with a lovely hit of color, but it was very soft and comfortable.
The French style settee was another important piece of furniture in the room. It was made for us by Barrymore and upholstered in a Beacon Hill fabric called Sioux Locks. It's a gorgeous fabric which is inspired by a Group of 7 painting, which again is a really direct Canadian reference, but feels a little more artsy and cool.
We knew we wanted to create sort of conversational spaces, something that felt relaxed, but also had a strong design reference. And so when we came across this Daybed by Carl Hansen from Hollis Clooney, it was the perfect element.
You might expect a pair of chairs opposite the sofa, but the Daybed is a little less expected and, like Stacey said, pretty cool. When it came to the art and accessories, we wanted everything to also have a Canadian spin. We brought in a few pieces to try. One of them was a gorgeous photograph of an iceberg by Blaze Hayward.
We also had this beautiful charger from Martha Sturdy called the Capilano charger, which was this black, gorgeous, big circle. It ended up over there. Just had so much presence immediately when we hung it on the wall.
Above the settee, we hung an original encaustic piece by Tony Scherman. It's stunning because it has this real mood to it, but then the light pink still feels fresh and not too overpowering.
We thought a lot about wall color, and sometimes we felt apologetic that we were doing it white, but then we were very determined that it should be white, simply because we live in the north and light is so important, and white gives you the most light. And I think that's why as Canadians we're drawn to white walls. Though we love looking at colored walls, I think living with white on the wall makes a lot of sense. And it's not because it's non-committal, it's practical.
So you're not saying sorry?
No, we're not saying sorry today. Maybe later.
Designing this room was really satisfying, at times a little daunting because we really wanted to get it right. We know that there's probably a lot of opinions because Canadians across the country do live kind of differently.
I think what kept us moving forward and feeling like we got it right was feeling that the room was relaxed, but comfortable, but stylish. I feel like this room could live anywhere. I feel like you could find this room possibly in St. John's, you can find it possibly in Vancouver.
It could be a condo in Toronto, really.
Yeah. We hope that most Canadians could imagine themselves sitting on that sofa, listening to Leonard Cohen and reading their local paper.
Exactly. Or if anything, just take elements from this space and consider them in your own.
Yeah.